Get ready for a deep analysis of two incredible 200-meter races. We compare Gabby Thomas's tactical dominance with Elaine Thompson-Herah's explosive performance to understand what separates good from truly elite sprinting.
And again, a pretty decent 200-meter runner, but this is not her main event. Same for Alexis Holmes. Her top 9 times out of her top 10 were all set in 2024. So an improving athlete, 25-year-old, as I said, come over after the World Indoor Championships in China. Well, Paulino, who moved to the 400, I guess probably in around about 2020, and has dominated that event, certainly last year. Talitha Diggs in lane 2. And then Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica. Fresh from a new indoor 400 personal best. Lane 1 maybe tough in this 200 then. Hansen, what we're looking for here?
Well, Paulino needs to at least come out of here with at least 5 points, because obviously to win you get a little boost with the 12 points to win the deuce. Gabby and Dina are really going to be battling for that, and I think that they know that they're going to have a good chance at that 100K if they jump out in front with the points in this early race. Spoke to Dina like yesterday, and Dina actually said that she's really focused on that 4. Very confident about her too. So that 400 is going to be something special when she gets out there.
Dina Asher-Smith in lane 8. Gabby Thomas, Olympic champion, in 7. Safely away first time. Asher-Smith got out pretty good. Naser just got left a little bit. You'd expect that by the 2 sprinters on the outside. But it's Gabby Thomas around the top end, who's just got half a metre on Dina Asher-Smith. And Thomas normally starts to go away from this point. Naser running well in 3rd at the moment. And then there's a battle with Paulino charging down the last 30-40, but it's going to be Gabby Thomas. Asher-Smith might just hang on here. It's Gabby Thomas, but Paulino with a real surge, taking 2nd place, and that will be really, really significant. We expected Gabby Thomas to come away with a win, 22.62 in these conditions. That's pretty swift, that's pretty good. But Paulino, that is significant. You get 12 points for winning, you get 8 points for 2nd. But when we cast this forward to the 400 tomorrow and the possible result there, let's say the possible result, that is significant for Paulino.
Nah, it's absolutely significant, because she's obviously going to do her thing in the 4. For her to come 2nd, I didn't expect that, man. Gabby getting 1st place obviously makes sense. She's the Olympic champion, but for Paulino to come out of there with those extra points, she's going to end up having a good chance at that 100K.
Dina always runs a pretty good turn, transition in the home straight here. Gabby Thomas just moved away, just got that gap, and it looked as though Dina was rallying again here.
You know what, Gabby ran a much better turn than I expected. She's tall. You don't expect the taller sprinters to have such a good turn, but she's efficient. And once she gets on the straightaway and lets those limbs go, I mean, she's really, really hard to beat. I expected it to be a lot tighter with her, Dina. And that wasn't the case, but Paulino coming 2nd in that race, I think, is the big story.
Well, and so much hype has been on Gabby Thomas since the Olympics, and then since she announced early on that she was going to be running this series of Grand Slams. So look at that huge smile. She must feel really good breaking the tape.
You know what?
Check the result there, 22.62, as I mentioned, 22.93. It's the season's best, because she hasn't raced yet for Paulino.
Under 23 seconds this year. There'll be a huge roar for the athlete in 7. Elaine Thompson-Herah, 2nd fastest woman of all time over 100, the 3rd fastest of all time over 200. Favour Ofili of Nigeria, their national record holder, the 19-year-old, will start in lane number 6. Natalia White of Jamaica will start in 5, 8th in the 100-metre final here, 4th at the Jamaican National Championships this year over this distance. Christina Mboma from Namibia, the 19-year-old national record holder, has had her injury problems this year, but she's back. She's in this final and starts in 4. Beth Dobbin of Scotland. The line-up in lane number 3, a semi-finalist in the Olympics last year, the Scottish record holder, 22.5 at her best. And completing the lineup from the Gambia, Gina Bass. Just outside 23 seconds in qualifying. She starts in lane number 2. So the final track action on this Saturday night. Bass, Dobbin, and Mboma, White. Ophelia Thompson-Herah, there she is. Connolly and McDonald. She won the 100 metres in 10.95 seconds. That was her first individual Commonwealth Games medal. The athlete that's done the double-double, the 100 and 200 metres at 2 Olympics in a row, is aiming to win the 200-metre title here. Still shouts from fans around the crowd. But a clean start. Thompson-Herah has got out nicely in lane number 7. She's took the stagger from Connolly outside of her. She's eating it up, the Jamaican. Thompson-Herah into the home straight. Ophelia, the Nigerian, in second in the lane inside of her. And Mboma's going to get the bronze. Keep your eye on the clock. 22.02 seconds. I thought it was under threat, and she's taken the game's record off Sinead Miller-Weibo. A plus 0.6 metre wind. It was brilliant from Elaine Thompson-Herah, and now she's the double Commonwealth champion. She got exactly what she wanted here in Birmingham. Ophelia picks up the silver, and Mboma the bronze. Both games' records have gone in the 200 metres, Steph, evening on the track.
Well, something about running at night here, it's just been magical. And do you know what? It wasn't that dramatic in the end. It pretty much went to script. Elaine made her presence known on the bend, and the race really was, in the end, for the silver and the bronze. And I'm just so pleased for her. You know, perhaps she didn't have the championship. Perhaps she didn't have the championships that she wanted in Eugene, but she has come back. And she has finished her season on her terms. You can see her third from the left in the screen. And you can, just in those first 20 meters, her stall was set out. The moment she was gone around that bend, no one was going to catch her. But the interesting battle was happening at the back as Christine Mboma we didn't really know what she was going to do. As you say, she was coming back from injury. Her very first 200, really, that we'd seen her in was in the heats. But Favour Ophelia managed to hold her off for that silver medal.
It was a huge win in the end. Such is the class of Elaine Thompson-Herah. And it means a lot for an athlete that has everything. Her house just sparkles of pure gold back in Jamaica. And as we said at the start of tonight's broadcast, Jamaican Independence Day today, and they've had a storming session here again in Birmingham. It was never in doubt, as you say, Steph. She went round the bend. She held her form wonderfully well. At her best, 21.53, but 22.02 tonight, and the gold medal.
The women's 200 metres continues to deliver defining moments across different eras, and few comparisons are as compelling as Gabby Thomas's statement victory at the Grand Slam track series in Kingston and Elaine Thompson-Herah's record-breaking triumph at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. While separated by time and context, these two performances reveal contrasting race models, competitive dynamics, and the evolving balance of power in global sprinting. In Kingston, Gabby Thomas entered the race not only as the Olympic champion, but as an athlete under pressure to reaffirm her dominance on Jamaican soil, a setting historically associated with sprint supremacy. Drawn in lane 7, she faced a stacked field that included Dina Asher-Smith, a former world champion, and Salwa Eid Naser, the 400-metre world champion known for her exceptional strength and closing speed. Adding further intrigue was Marileidy Paulino, another 400-metre specialist, stepping down in distance. From the gun, Thomas executed a near-flawless race. Her curve running was decisive, controlled yet aggressive, allowing her to build momentum without sacrificing form. Unlike many sprinters who rely heavily on late acceleration, Thomas effectively won the race on the bend. By the time she entered the straight, she had already neutralized her competition, maintaining her advantage with efficient stride mechanics and composure under pressure. Her winning time of 22.62 seconds was not just fast, it was a statement of control against a diverse and highly competitive field. What made this race particularly significant was the context. Competing in Jamaica against athletes with both speed and endurance profiles, Thomas demonstrated versatility and tactical awareness. Paulino's second-place finish in 22.93 seconds highlighted the increasing crossover between 200-meter and 400-meter specialists, while Asher-Smith's presence reinforced the depth of elite sprinting. Yet none could match Thomas's balance of speed, rhythm, and execution. In contrast, Elaine Thompson-Herah's performance in Birmingham represented a different kind of dominance, one rooted in overwhelming speed and established legacy. At the 2022 Commonwealth Games, Thompson-Herah lined up as the clear favourite, and from the moment the race began, she imposed her authority. Running from lane 7, she attacked the race with her signature explosiveness. Her start phase was sharper than the rest of the field, and her transition into the curve was seamless. What distinguished Thompson-Herah was her ability to maintain maximal velocity through the bend without visible strain. By the time she entered the home straight, the race was effectively over. Her winning time of 22.02 seconds not only secured gold but also set a new Commonwealth Games record, underlining the sheer quality of her performance. Behind her, Favour Offaly and Christine Mboma engaged in a competitive battle for the remaining medals, but the gap to Thompson-Herah emphasized her superiority. This was not a race defined by tactical nuance. It was a demonstration of pure sprinting dominance. Comparing these two races reveals key differences in how elite 200-meter victories can be achieved. Thompson-Herah's race in Birmingham was built on maximal speed and early separation. She overwhelmed the field with her acceleration and never allowed the race to develop into a contest. In contrast, Thomas's victory in Kingston was more strategically layered. While equally dominant in outcome, it required precise management of pace, especially given the varied strengths of her competitors. Another important distinction lies in the competitive context. Thompson-Herah competed in a traditional championship setting, where expectations, pressure, and legacy play a central role. Thomas, meanwhile, raced in a series format designed to reward consistency and adaptability, facing a uniquely diverse field that included athletes stepping down from longer distances. Despite these differences, both performances share a common thread: control. Whether through raw speed or refined execution, both athletes dictated their races from start to finish. Neither relied on reactive strategies. Instead, they imposed their rhythm on the field, forcing others into a battle for secondary positions. Ultimately, these races highlight the evolution of women's sprinting. Thompson-Herah represents the peak of traditional sprint dominance, explosive, commanding, and historically significant. Thomas, on the other hand, embodies the modern model: versatile, tactically aware, and capable of adapting to increasingly complex competitive environments. Together, their performances do more than showcase individual brilliance. They define the standards of excellence in the women's 200 meters, where dominance can take different forms but always leaves a lasting impact.